I'll take you guys through the 3.0 app, refAPP. Let me share my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, perfectly.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So this is the initial page that you'll be taken to after loading the single SPA module. That is the OPENMRS 3.0 app, refAPP. And on the initial page, we have a slot there for entering your username. You'll notice that this app is different from other implementations where we used to have the username, the password on the same page. So this one is a bit different. So the next page you're taken to is entering your password. So the next page you're taken into is selecting your location. By location, I mean your role. Maybe if you're a registration desk clerk, you'll select the registration desk clerk role. And whether you're working at the inpatient ward, you'll select the inpatient ward role. So this determines the kind of features that you'll see after logging in. So in our case, we shall log in as an inpatient ward. All right, so after we've chosen our location, or rather the role that we would want to, the kind of patients that we would want to see, we are taken into that next page where it will display the active visits. So assuming we are working in an inpatient ward and you're logging in for the first time during the day, and people had already logged into the system, you'd imagine that we already have active visits that are existing. So this is the kind of page that you'd see after the landing page, after the login. So you can easily tap on one of the patients and it will take you to the patient dashboard. So we have other functions on top here on the navigation bar. The first one is a search patient icon. So the search patient icon would allow you to search for a patient either by using their username or either by their username or an ID. The next icon you'll see here is an add patient icon. The add patient icon allows you to create a new patient. And if you notice when I click on that, it will take me to another page where I'm able to enter details of a new patient if I would want to create a new patient. So we have a couple of details here that I can be able to fill, like the image option. I'm also able to put a patient photo. I think that's not functional right now. I think my browser has a bit of a problem, but that one would allow you to add a patient photo in case a patient allows you to enter their photo into the system. So the next section here is the full name. That is the registration form for a new client. So you need to fill all these details. Some of the details are required, as you'll see, like the given name is required and the family name is required as well. So these are fields that you cannot move without filling them. The gender, the date of birth, and after you're done, you can hit the create patient button and a new patient is created into the system. So moving back to the other page that we were in the previous view, the search patient option will allow you to search for a patient. So let us just search a patient and see how it works. So assuming our patient is called Agnes Testerson. So even if you search with a few initials, it will bring up the name of the patient. And as well as if you search using the identifier, the unique identifier, it will bring up the patient name as well. So if I click on them, it takes me to the summary page, the summary dashboard. And on the summary dashboard, I'm able to view the various widgets that we have on the patient dashboard. So if I scroll down, you'd see a number of widgets, care programs. This allows you to enroll a patient into a program that they qualify for. Active medications, in case a patient is still on active medications and they have not been discontinued, this is a widget that will display the active medications that the patient is taking. Then on this side here, we have a list of tests that the patient has had over time. So this patient has had a lot of tests over time, over a period of time. We have a list of tests that the patient has had. And then on the side here, we have the biometrics widget that shows you the weight, height, and the BMI. When I move down, remember Grace had mentioned earlier that all these widgets are customizable, and you can customize them according to your implementation so that it can suit your needs. So at the bottom here, we have the vitals widget, the forms widget that allows you to enter forms for the patient during that visit. The conditions widget, you can also add a condition here. And then the notes widget, where you're able to see previous encounters that the patient has had over time. So the first option here, the summary, we were on the summary page. So the second option here is the clinical views. So the clinical views widget allows you to customize the kind of views that you'd like to see on your patient dashboard. So we have an add view button here that when you click on, it gives you a list of views that are available for you to select from. Again, this is customizable according to your implementation, and you can choose whichever widget, whichever view you'd like to add. And when you say save and close, you'll notice that my view has been added on the clinical views. So this has a number of functions here that say if I would like to start a visit for today, I can easily start that visit and select the type of visit that I would like to start. And I'm able to start that visit for that patient. The next widget that we have on the patient dashboard is the vitals and biometrics widget that allows me to record vitals. And if I click on add, a vitals and biometrics form is opened, and I'm able to enter all these values and save. So for purposes of time, I would not be able to do that. So let's just cancel that. Then the orders, we have also orders. Orders allows us to, currently the implementation that we've done is only for medication orders. And this allows you to order medications for a patient using an order basket that you see here. So this is how the order basket works. When you open the order basket, it will initially it will tell you that your order basket is empty, and you should the next move that you should do is to search for a medication that the patient is taking before you put them into your order basket. So assuming I was on aspirin, you can select that, and it will open for you an order form with all those parameters that you're supposed to fill. You're supposed to enter the dose, the frequency, the route, instructions if there are any, and then the prescription duration. And after you fill all those, you save. So after you've saved that, this order form, it goes into your order basket, and after you've signed and saved your order basket, that's when the medications are dispensed to the patient. So that's a snip, a preview of how the order basket works. The next widget that's really interesting is the test results widget. So the test results will display the results that the patient has had over time, and the initial load here, as you can see, it shows the most recent result that the patient has, and against each result we have a trend and a timeline view. So maybe we can look for one of the tests that Agnes has had over time, and it has a number of results. So let's look at the viral load. So if you notice here on the trend view, we have a couple of results that Agnes has had over time. So this is displayed first a graphical view, and then at the bottom here we have a tabular view that shows the results with the most recent results on top. So if you hover over any of those, it will show you the results and the date that the result was recorded into the system. So you can also have There are options here on top here that if you'd only like to see results for the recent day, there's an option for selecting a day. So there's also an option for selecting maybe 5 days. So these are typically options for selecting the duration of time of the results that you'd like to see. If you'd like to see all the results, there's an all option. But if you'd like to see maybe 6 months results for Agnes Testerson, you just click on 6 months and it will display results over the last 6 months. So that is the trend view. We have a timeline view. A timeline view shows you all the results with the most recent on the first row. So if you scroll through these results, you're able to move backwards and view results that Agnes has had over a period of time. If you'd like to see Agnes's results in 2015, maybe in November, you'll notice that you're able to scroll through and view all these results just by scrolling through, and you can go as far as you want up to the initial time that Agnes had their first viral load test done. The next widget that we have is encounters. This typically shows you whatever I'd shown you in the summary, the encounters that the patient has had over a period of time up to the most recent. The most recent encounter is on top. And then allergies, there hasn't been much done there. Conditions gives you the ability to add a condition for a patient. So if you want to add a condition for Agnes Testerson, let's say Agnes has, let's say malaria. So you're able to select that and select also the onset date. If it is not today, if it's a previous date and it's active, you save and close, and it will give you a success message that the condition has been saved successfully. So that condition should populate here. It's still something that has to be fixed so that it can be seen real time. But if I navigate away and come back to that widget, you'll see that our condition has been added that I've just recorded today. Immunizations, we still don't have much that. Attachments is still a widget that is still under construction. And programs allows you to enroll a patient into programs that they're supposed to. Like in our instance at AMPATH, we're supposed to enroll all our HIV patients into an HIV program. So this one will allow you to do that by hitting the add button, and you're able to choose a program from this list and select the date of enrollment in case the program ends to date of completion, and then you hit the enroll button. Appointment is still work in progress, and form entry. This is a section where a widget that allows you to enter forms for that patient. It's still under construction, and I think in the near future, this is one of the priorities that we need to work on. So that is it that I had to show for the refAPP for 3.0. Over and back to you, Grace. And in case anybody has a question, they could push in the chat. Thanks, Grace.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much.